Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
I actually bought these myself.
You used to call me on the cell phone late night when you need my love.
Jesus Christ.
In this episode of Smashcake Tuning, we finally take a look at the S15.
Listen to what the fuck I'm about to say, okay?
Now, normally I would just go ahead and show it off as a cinematic video, but I feel like I should be more in depth with what we've done. So right off the bat, as you can see, the body is painted. There's a wing on here. There's some stickers here, just not too many though. There's one right here. It's become back to the back side. There's a Pandora RC sticker here and another Integi sticker here, and that's about it. I wanted to keep this clean as possible while kind of keeping the aggressive look. Now if we come towards the front, as you can see, I have painted the light buckets and everything. The only problem I have had is keeping this front bumper on. What kept happening was that there's no way of actually like securely mounting it, so I just kept on taping it. Eventually it just stays, but I mean there's still a risk that it might come off. This side has been Velcro taped because I want to be able to rip off the bumper just in case. I don't want it just to rip off and damage the actual body. Now let's see what's under. Under the car here we have LED lights. It's a quick and dirty setup, but it works, and I will show you in a minute towards the end of the video, in the drifting video of course. Alright, now electronics. The most important part possibly. So first thing up is your battery power. What you're gonna probably need is around a 4000 milliamp hour battery. I use a 7.4 volt because the ESC allowed it to have that kind of voltage. Depending on your ESC, you might be able to take a higher or lower voltage. Speaking of ESC, sometimes they'll come with these programming cards which have different voltages and stuff that you can adjust. Normally you just have to look at the product and see what fits your needs. Another thing is, I highly recommend getting lipos instead of nickel cadmium. Just my personal opinion, but do not forget to get a smart charger or a balanced charger, because you will kill your battery if you don't. Alright, so what makes this thing go? We have a drift gyro here, and this is going to help make drifting a lot easier and a lot more smoother. People might say it's cheaty, but really it isn't. It controls things that our human, I guess, flaws can't really correct in time. I mean, no matter how good your reaction time is, you can't really beat the electronic gyros. You just can. I mean, there's ways to do it, but I mean, you just can't carry as much speed as you normally would with a gyro. So now we're gonna come to the receiver. The receiver is simple. It's a, I believe, a FlySky. Yeah, so it's a FlySky GR3B, 3E, and these are pretty common. Simple 3-channel connections, which is more than enough that you need, because really you only need 2 channels. And if you have, like, say, electronics like LEDs, then it's really easy to plug in. It's plug and play, so there's no soldering into the ESC or anything if you choose to put LEDs. Okay, so the ESC. The ESC is probably the most important part. Yeah, so what I've done is that I put a fan on, which came with it. And that really helps out with the temperatures, because the last thing you want is your ESC just dying. So essentially what an ESC does, if you're new to this, is that it controls the amount of speed. So you don't when you push the gas, you can control the amount of throttle. And also feeds in power, your main power as well. What I highly suggest doing is getting a censored setup, just because you have better, smoother control. Yeah, that's pretty much it about the ESC. Just get a really good one, really. I mean, everything that you've pretty much done with the car is going to be determined by the ESC, how good it is, because it controls a lot of your surfaces, such as your main power and your motor. Speaking about motors, this is a 8.5 T turn motor, and I chose, when it comes to drifting, you don't want to go higher than 12. You don't want to get into the touring motors, because then that's too much. You're not going to have enough control. And kilowatts all kind of depend. But again, I highly suggest a censored motor, an ESC. This setup here came with both of them. I'll put a link in the description, as well as all the parts and electronics here. Yeah, and that's pretty much it about electronics. In terms of actual parts, so here we have magnet posts, which I had to order because apparently where I'm from, drifting's not a big thing. They didn't really have these in stock, but basically what these magnets are is that you don't have to drill your holes in the body. You can just place magnets into the body, and so in these corners, and you can put the body without drilling any holes, and that's a huge plus because it adds to the look of the car, and it allows for collision like safety, I suppose, because when you have a post, it has the capability of making the hole bigger, because when you crash, the post like digs into the body, which is not really that great if you think about it, because some of these bodies can be very expensive, up to $60. It also helps out with interchangeability, because some bodies aren't compatible with some setups of posts and stuff. So when you have these magnets, you don't have to worry about the holes not fitting. You just put them on. So I highly recommend these if you ever get a body. It makes everything just look more professional, and they look pretty nice too. The only thing I wish though is that they match with the blue match with the pink. And that's pretty much it. What I've done is that I've put a brake kit on here, so it just makes it look nicer. It also adds a little bit, it fills in a lot of the space that this kit otherwise has. And I'll show you what I mean. So these brakes come on like this. It's just a simple one screw here and this plate that goes on, and basically these are like spacers on vehicles and stuff, and so then it allows you to have the wheel come out a little bit more, because stock there's actually a lot of room left. I chose this because I bought these rims. I bought these rims that were a little bit too extreme in terms of offset, and it was these. and what ended up happening was that the wheel actually came out of the body. So if you can imagine the body, it was out here somewhere around, and that didn't look right. So what I'll end up doing is putting these on something else, but for now I think I'm just gonna go with the stock wheels. Later I will get MST wheels, which are a huge step up, I suppose, because they come with a better tire, and they look better. Don't get me wrong though, these wheels are actually really nice for what they are, but they're just not, without saying this in an offensive way, they just don't match. I mean, I feel like they're a little outdated in terms of style. So what I'm gonna do is get some more spokey at least, wheels that kind of resemble OZ Super Turismos. Let's see if those work. That's about it. So in the next clip, enjoy. It's all drifting. Okay, so that was conclude the drifting part. It's been a blast. This thing's actually capable of doing a lot more. It's just that I wasn't able to get traction on the concrete. But but it's really smooth. Most of the like slide outs were on my part, but overall this kit is really easy to start off with. It's great. It's got a lot of tunability. It's a great beginner's chassis. Due to shipping complications, I haven't been able to upload recently because parts are taking a really long time to get here.
Oh my God!
But yeah, so in what I've said before was I'm gonna get mirrors and windshield wipers hopefully soon, but we'll have to see. And just to let you know, this thing is a lot more capable than what you saw. I mean, on carpet, this thing can slide and do 360s like butter. It's really easy. But maybe I'll make a video or something showing that later. But like always, have a nice day and drift on.
Going off in a daydream, nothing broken in a hopeless sky. Never wonder, just go under and set free. Can you set free all the hope that you can hold inside? It's safe to say that